Hi, welcome to week 3 of ED 590 Research and Education. Dr. Henkel here. We'll go ahead and open up in a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much. Please be with us as we start our third week of class and just help us to learn what you would have us to learn so that we could use it to bring glory to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, welcome. All right. So, in case you're wondering, this is my husband is a pastor. He's been a pastor here at Hill Country Baptist Church in Junction, Texas since March. So we're super excited. We're so thankful for how the Lord's working in our lives and we're able to serve in this capacity. And so this is the classroom that I teach Sunday school in, and then also Wednesday night for King's Kids. So sometimes you might see different backgrounds. That's because I'm just finding a quiet place at the church to be able to record these lectures. So I just wanted to start out. We had a really good week. I got all of your grading done for week 1. On Mondays, I try to do most of my grading. It took a long time to get week 1 done. So as you start getting more in-depth assignments and assignments, it's going to take me a little bit longer. We do have about 15 kids, 15 students in this course so far. So that's a lot, and it's a lot, especially when we're going into research. So just be patient with me as our course progresses. I will probably have to take 2 days is what I'm estimating to get all grading done, but that's my goal, is to do it Monday and Tuesday, and then if something comes up, I'll let you know. I know I'm going to a camp meeting in a week and a half, so this time next week, I'll be getting ready to go to that in spring. So I'm super excited to be able to do that, Lord willing. Um, let's see. I did get a lot of feedback. A lot of you posted your questions here if you had like some APA formatting questions. So just look there. There's a lot of great questions that y'all have asked. And thank you so much for utilizing that tool, because that's going to make it helpful for everybody in the course. I wanted to say I got a lot of great verses that y'all used within your writing, and there's 3 particular I wanted to read to y'all. One's from David Odom, and it was in Ecclesiastes 9 through 10. So let me turn to Ecclesiastes. Okay. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10, and it says, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest." And I got to talk a lot about this verse with so many other people this week. So thank you so much, David, for that verse. It's like whatever we're doing, we need to do it right now. Because when we're dead in the grave, we're not going to be able to bring any of that with us. Right now is the time to be working for the Lord. So thank you so much for that reminder, David. The next one brought us to Proverbs. So if you can listen to Proverbs 18, almost there, verse 15. And this was from Kaylee Engel. It says, "The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge." So just speaking to the importance of being diligent with our work and getting that knowledge. So thank you so much for that. And then there's another one on knowledge that Randall Goodley posted, and this was going into the New Testament. So let me go to 2 Peter 1, 5 through 8. And it says, "And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to your virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity. For these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ." So how great is that? We're working, and the Lord will give us our knowledge, okay? And so it takes that diligence, though, and I'm sure you're realizing that through this course. It's going to take a lot of due diligence to be able to complete this course in its entirety. So keep up the good work. I'm very proud of y'all. Y'all are doing a great job. Also, Randall was one of our newer students. He joined on September 1st, so welcome him. I know a lot of you already have. And then also Virginia Gamboa, she joined us on September 7th, so welcome to the class. Be sure to go back and look at week one's introduction forums so that you can kind of read about our new students if you haven't done so already, and just give them a warm welcome. So we'll go ahead and start with week 3. So this week is going to go over writing your literature review. So this is one of my favorite parts of a research study. You're going to kind of learn about how to do it this week. And then in week 6 and in weeks 9, you're going to actually be going and grabbing all of those articles and then synthesizing that information and abstracting it. And we're going to talk all about that. Okay. So just know that this is just kind of getting you familiar with the concept. Right here is a video on what or how to conduct a literature review. It's an outside source, so just watch that. It's pretty good. It gives it kind of in a nutshell of what it is and what that entails. Here are your learning objectives for the week. You're going to be able to define what a literature review is and why it's important. There are 6 steps when conducting a literature review that you're going to learn about. You're going to be able to find research journal articles when reading a topic from an electronic database, okay? To be able to find research articles, you're going to learn how and where to go and do that. And then you're also going to be able to create an annotated bibliography or a reference list, okay? Here's your PowerPoint. So get that ready for your next video. You're going to need to have that ready to go. Okay, so several times I'm going to go back and show you this, but right here I want you to know this is one place where you can go and get research articles. It's the ERIC database. Okay, so I want you to just be familiar with that location. We'll talk more about that later. And then this is going to be a table that you're going to use for one of the assignments. So just keep in mind where this is. I'll show it to you real fast. And this will be something you're going to fill out. Where'd it go? Okay. So that's the database for the ERIC table. So when we're talking about that assignment, this is what you're going to fill out as a Word document. Okay, here's an article that you're going to practice using to create an annotated bibliography. So I want you to student perceptions of using instant messaging software to facilitate synchronous online class interaction in a graduate teacher education course. So there's components here, like here's the abstract, and we'll talk more about that. There's that article, and then here is just a quick little resource on how to cite different sources. This is also found in your APA manual, so not necessary, but there is just a helpful resource. Okay, now, so here's where you'll watch the lecture to go over the PowerPoint, and then here is a Quizlet. So you're going to click on this, and I want you to look at this. Okay, and what you're going to do, it's going to ask you later once you get through like the first few, just log in, create an account. It's free. It won't spam you terribly bad. And so, but there's 31 vocabulary terms that are in the Creswell textbook for chapter 3. And so what I've done, you can print them out. Let me get to it. And that's what I did. So you just log in with your email, and then it's free. And then you'll be able to print all of these. And so then you'll have the definitions from all the vocabulary terms from the textbook for chapter 3. So it's very helpful. So I suggest you go over that. Be familiar with those terms. Okay, so here's your first assignment. So now that you've already chosen a topic and you've written the problem statement regarding your topic in last week's assignments, you're now going to share with your classmates the topic for your research proposal project. This week's form, I want you to discuss the topic that you plan on using for your research proposal. Provide an explanation on why you chose it, Why is it relevant to you? Why are you interested in it, etc. And then a brief explanation on ways you plan to conduct your literature review. You're not going to be able to do this assignment until after you've watched and read your chapter 3 from Creswell, okay? For this forum, there is no minimum word requirement or a requirement to respond to other students' posts. But you are required to read your peers' responses, but you don't have to respond to them. The purpose is for you to gain a perspective on your own topic as you read others' explanations, okay? So you're going to discuss your topic, how's it relevant and interesting to you? Conduct your literature review explanation, no minimum words, you don't have to respond to your peers' post, and you are required to read your classmates' post. So just remember the late policy, and then here's how you're going to be graded for that assignment. Okay, next, 3.2. Okay, so here's a form where you are going to respond to your peers. So primary versus secondary sources. On page 83 in your textbook, it discusses why it's important to incorporate both of those in your literature review. Which type of source do you need more of in doing your literature review? Explain why. Please follow the guidelines. So your post will be due Thursday, and then you need to respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. And then it needs to be 250 to 350 words in length. And then your responses, your 2 response posts need to be 50 to 100 words. They don't have to be quite as long. And then here's how you're going to get graded for that one. So we need to see what research topics you'll have for this one. We get to read that. And then also just kind of let me know if you understand primary versus secondary sources there. So here's the 3.3 ERIC database search assignment. This is where you're going to fill in that table, okay, that I showed you earlier. So you're going to go to that ERIC database that I showed you earlier for your chosen topic on your research proposal, okay? So for this exercise, you're going to get in the habit of keeping track of all your searches, because often researchers have to retrace their steps when they're doing their literature searches. So you're going to download that table, state your topic at the top of it, and then for each step in the search, note your search terms. So you're going to have to come up with key terms that you're going to plug in and search, just like when you do like a Google search when you're trying to figure out some random thing, okay? So then you're going to plug that in, and you're going to see how many references turned up when I did this search. You're going to do this 10 different times with different keywords, and then you're going to plug in that information and just let us know what you find. So you're going to find out that your keywords are very important whenever you're going and doing your search, okay? Each time you broaden or narrow your search, scan through and record how many of the followings were there. How many total hits did you get? How many research journal articles came up? How many of them were conferences or speeches, meetings? How many of them were dissertations or theses? How many were test questionnaires? And so you're just going to categorize your references, okay? And it will show you all of that. So this will give you an idea of where most of the research in this area is being published for your specific topic, okay? So based on your searches conducted, make a list. You're going to then, after you've done that, after you've listed the 10 different searches you did with 10 different keywords, you're going to give me 7 different journal articles that you notice published work on the topic that you selected and that you inputted, okay? So those are going to be the articles or journals that you're going to want to go to try to find research most often. And you'll see that there'll be a consistency there. And so that's how you're going to get graded for that assignment. Okay, next, annotated bibliography practice. Okay, the purpose of the assignment is to practice making an annotated bibliography entry. You'll be making the entry with the article provided under week 2 under resources title. Student perceptions of using instant messaging software to facilitate synchronous online class interaction. So that was actually week 3. So I'll change that, week 3, okay? It was the article I showed you. You're gonna make the entry according to the following. You're going to give me the title with the proper heading, okay? Then you're going to cite the article using APA guidelines. And there's a reference that I showed you earlier, okay? And you can also use your APA manual, and it shows you kind of tips on how to cite different sources, okay? You're going to pick out 2 to 4 keywords that the article would fit within your scope of your topic, and abstract the article by summarizing the study in your own words. You don't copy their abstract. It's no more than 350 words. You're going to give a 1-paragraph thoughtful response to the study and how it fits to your overall topic. So for this assignment only, we're going to pretend that your topic is implementing technology in the classroom, because that's going to fit the topic and the problem being researched within this research study, this particular study. So we're just practicing this so that you can get familiar with this concept, because you're going to be abstracting a lot of articles later. So this is just to teach you how to do that. So please read page 74 of your APA manual. Under the heading empirical articles. So you'll see that when you flip to your APA manual, and learn more about writing an abstract before you write this assignment. So you're going to include the research problem, research questions and hypothesis, participants, study method, and basic findings and conclusions for this assignment. Okay, so it's going to be a annotated bibliography entry. That's what you're doing for this assignment. And then here's how you're going to be graded on that. So it's basically, I'm sorry, excuse me. It's basically an abstract, okay? And you're going to learn more about that. I know this might sound really confusing because you haven't read your text yet, okay? Next, you're going to conduct your literature review. Let me make sure there's no other notes. I don't think I had any other notes on that. I put them all on there already. Okay, so for this one, this assignment has been adapted from an assignment on page 107 out of your Creswell textbook. After you've completed your ERIC table, you'll be able to do this, okay? So we're not doing this right now. These are the 6 steps when conducting research, okay? So first thing you do is you identify key terms. Then the second thing that you do is you locate the literature sources. When you do this, you're going to do a minimum of 15 references for your final proposal. You're not doing this right now, so don't worry about that. We're just going over what the process is. The third step is you're going to critically evaluate and select literature and determine if sources are good and relevant to the topic. Fourth thing that you do when conducting a literature review is you organize the literature, you abstract it. That's what that annotated bibliography is, okay? So it's kind of like used interchangeably. Just know an annotated bibliography is also an abstract. And then you'll see tables and themes and notes. The fifth step is you have a conceptual picture that emerges of where your study fits in the literature, and you convince the relevance of your study. You create a literature map, okay? The sixth step is you write a literature review, and that's the actual writing of it, okay? Now, for this assignment, here's what you're going to do, okay? So right here, pay attention. Please take one article from your research. So whenever you did your ERIC database search, okay, you're going to take one article that you found, and you're going to provide a reference for that article, and you're going to put in APA formatting, okay? If you need a different article than what you found in ERIC, there's going to be different ways that you're going to be able to find articles. And just, you're going to read this right here. I'm going to show you all of these places in just one moment, okay? So bear with me. Once you've created the proper reference, and remember, use your APA manual. Don't use an automated reference maker like a citation maker, because they won't always be correct. And so you might turn something into me and then they didn't do it according to APA formatting 100%. And so I'll give you feedback on that so you can edit it and make those changes and learn the proper format of that. But I want you to get familiar to be able to do that on your own and not using some type of automated generated computer program to do it, because they're not, we're smarter than them, okay? So you're going to use, let me see, where did I leave off? Once you've created your reference, you're going to abstract your article. So that's when you did your annotated bibliography. So There's an example of that on page 93 for quantitative studies and on page 94 for qualitative studies. So go and look there and to see what an abstract looks like. Remember, they're only 350 words. It's very short, okay? So finally, you will write a review of the article. Be sure to provide a paragraph to summarize the article and then a second paragraph to provide details on how this article fits within your topic, okay? So you're going to do an abstract and then you're going to write a review and it's going to summarize a summary. Okay, that's basically your abstract. And then your second paragraph, you're going to tell me how this article fits within your research topic. So I would say just 2 paragraphs for this assignment is completely fine. Count the summary paragraph as your abstract, okay, because that's essentially what an abstract is. And then your second paragraph is just going to tell me how this is going to fit within your research topic, okay? So here's real easy how this is going to be graded. 5 points for creating that reference in APA formatting. 5 points for doing the abstract, 350 words, no more. And then 5, okay, so I don't like that. 5 points for the summary review of article, and then 5 points for the paragraph depicting how the article aligns with your research topic. So I will combine those and make that 10 points for doing your abstract, and that will count as your summary. Okay, so that should be fine for me for this assignment. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'd love to help you. Okay, so did that. So then you have your reflection, your notes, and then you have a quiz here. Just note whenever you have a quiz, you can take it as many times as you want. It's going to average your attempts and then give you a grade. And then it's not timed. You can use your book. So just know that you're taking it to be able to learn it, to be able to get the answers so that you understand it. Okay. I don't want you to go away and not know what the answers are. Okay. So, okay, I now was going to tell you about where to find other articles. We showed you the ERIC database. Let me figure out where I need to go. You're going to go to your dashboard. Okay, so on your dashboard, you scroll down to the bottom, and then you should have something that looks like this, Library Resources. So you're going to click on that. And then in here, there's different places that you can go to find research articles. One of them is EBSCO Essentials. So that's when you hear me say EBSCO, that's where you're going to go and you're going to be able to click on it and it will take you to the database. So you can just click on, like say you want to do teacher stress, click on it and you'll be able to find articles and you can filter them. You can find peer-reviewed articles. And so then you can save them, print them, and have them here. Okay, let's go and find another source. Okay, so here's another place to go and find the ERIC. It's Educational Resource Information Center. Okay, same one that we have linked earlier. Okay, here's a good one I like to use sometimes when I've kind of exhausted this and I can't find anything else to print that's like a full article. I'll go to Google Scholar. And that's a good place to go. It's Google, but it's the Scholar version of it. And so it'll go and find scholarly research articles for you that people have put for you to have. And then next would be your Tennessee Electronic Library. This is a good one. And all of them start with the word Gale. And then I'm going to show you which one that you're going to use. I think it's on the right. When I went and looked at it earlier, it's going to be Educators Reference Complete. So that's what you're going to use to be able to go find some more, like you could type in teacher stress. And then if you want to do an advanced search, you can use this as well. So if you only want to do peer-reviewed articles, and then here it'll give you documents with full text, so you get the whole text and not just part of it, because sometimes they want you to pay for it or something like that. And then you could search. Okay, so I suggest you do that. So those are some really great places to be able to go and find resources and journal articles to be able to do all of these assignments and to start finding those articles on your research topic. So if y'all have any questions, I think the only thing that was a little confusing was that one assignment where we're doing the summary that's going to count as your abstract, I believe is what we called it. So just remember that this abstract will count as your summary review of the article, okay? Because I think as you'll learn about abstracts, you'll know that that's basically a summary. It kind of gives you a overview of what that article was about, okay? So if you have any other questions throughout the week, please don't hesitate to email me, text me. I do respond to text on my cell phone. That was, should be up there. Let me go to it. Okay, there's my phone number, there's my email, so just know that I'm always here. And then I've been staying up to date with this little bubble, but I'm really, really good with emails. So, anyway, so if y'all have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Y'all have a fantastic week. Take care. Bye bye.